This here is Backwoods Billy coming to you in the beautiful Delmarva Eastern Shore, March 1st, 2017. Backwoods Billy getting over the flu with the Dr. Cole, yet she gave me some shit called Brio for $88 for a fucking inhaler. Anyway, instead of antibiotics. Old Rasputin. I wrote this down because I don't feel like memorizing. It's not one of these ones that I know by heart, so I'm going to tell you what it is. Old Rasputin Imperial Stout. It's basically a Russian Imperial Stout. The Russians in the 18th century believed that which is true, the water that England had back then, they didn't have the chemistry of the day, was what you need to brew the best stout. So they had the English brew the stouts for them, and it's brewed in the old English style. Actually says it on here actually. Old Rasputin follows wherever it goes. Rich, intense brew, complex flavors, and a warming finish. And it goes on to say brewed tradition of the 18th century English brewers who supplied the Russian court of Catherine the Great. So that's that. Now this is basically very high rated beer. 100 on rate beer, 98 for the style, which makes no sense. And it gets beer advocates at 95, 97 by the bros. Outstanding beer there. This thing won a shit ton of awards. I got to write all this down. There's 18th century things. 303 calories, which is something you're not going to see anywhere else. This is higher, like your average beer, about 120 to 150 calories. A light beer is like 95, 98, somewhere in there. All Rasputin Imperial Stout, it won the 9% alcohol by volume, 75 IBUs. All Rasputin Stout World Beer Championship 2014, and they got 94 put gold 2012, gold medal. Stockholm beer thing, and then Stockholm beer again 2006, gold 2006 World Cup, 2005 World Cup gold, 2004 World Beer Cup gold, 2004 Beer Fest Portland, Oregon gold, 2002 GABF is gold, 99, 98, 97. So basically from 96 through 99 again gold with the World Beer Cup. So you can see that's a shit ton of awards, man. I mean a shit ton. 94 gold in that too. So this is like a no bullshit beer here. Now I'm going to open this up, pop it up, get it going. I got a Kentucky Bourbon Stout I'm going to do a review on next. And I'm going to put up a thing on both of these on how to make a stout. And it'll be more geared to the gives it down like a chocolate stout or like a Young's, that type of recipe for it. Now as you can see, this thing developed a really good head. Now you can use the English pub glass I normally use, or this is a bourbon style glass with what they call a tulip. Nice tan fluffy head, easy 2 fingers. This thing pours pitch black. I mean like pitch black, like it is dark. Very thick, rich lacing right there. Rich, heavy coffee notes. Chocolate, vanilla, toasted and roasted malts. Rich, toasted, roasted coffee, chocolate, vanilla, caramel, coffee, all twirled into one big thing with the heaviest note on the roasted coffee notes with the lacing sticking to the glass. More of a coffee take to this, and I'm going to give you a recipe if anyone wants to make their own. It's pretty easy to make these type of beers because it's an ale. If you don't want the chocolate, take the chocolate out. If you want the coffee, pull the coffee out, you make a regular ale. If you want to make an oyster stout, you just put some oyster shells. You want to buy them from like a pet supply place for like chicken feed or something like that, where they're in a sealed bag and they've been sterilized. You don't want to put regular oyster shells with kind of contamination getting in there. You want to use an ale for your top fermenting yeast for this. But this is awesome. I like this a lot. And this is going to be more towards espresso flavor. Deep, dark, rich espresso, and then a coffee. I like it. It's I would say if I compared this to the Young's, personally I prefer the Young's, but this is good. And For 9% alcohol, there's a slight warming, no burn. That's about Young's too as well. And there's no. The only thing I think would improve this personally, if I was brewing it, this is just me, I like barrel-aged stouts. This is a personal opinion. I would prefer if it had more of a woodsy character to it, which it doesn't have, and if it had like a bourbon or a whiskey flavor to it. That's just me. And I would also impart some more chocolate to it. But it does have that through the grains that they use to get the chocolate. It doesn't have chocolate in addition to it. It's very good. To me, I'd give this one the top marks of stout. I like Young's and Union's a little better. Union's going to be more of a
because you like the chocolate.
yeah. Well, Union's more hoppy in the finish. This is going to finish slightly drier, more like an Irish stout. English stout's a little slightly sweeter. So this doesn't have a sweet finish to it. This one's a little bit drier. Now I did age this 1 year, so this is going to be slightly more mellow than something that's fresher. When you get up into 7%, most beers you can age begin with. First of all, let me tell you that straight up. They're called cellaring the beer, like you do a wine. And I did a Evo, which is a local brewery, the Lucky 7, the Rise Up Stout for a year, and it mellowed them out like drinking fine cognac. I've got a very limited edition Migration rum barrel series. They have a rum, a whiskey, I was bourbon or not, and a wine. Anyway, I'm aging the rum for a whole year, or 2 years, which will be 2017 now. So that is something I'll be tasting soon. And that'll mellow that out more and make it even better. This is awesome. I would say this is one of the best stouts. I like the other ones better, but I would put this up there. It's definitely, now this is something probably about $15 a six pack, $14, $16. It's not going to be a cheap beer, depending where you are, between $13 and $16 a six pack. But Backwoods Billy, 2 thumbs up. If you want to taste the Russian Imperial Stout and you're not really into the chocolate aspect of it, and you want more of an espresso note, this would be for you. This is something that, to me, you could definitely eat with like roast beef, a brisket, steak. It's strong enough and powerful enough to do that with that coffee note to it. Or you could do it as a dessert stout, and you can sit amongst friends and have a nice conversation over this and pick up the different complexities in the roast. This is very well done. 2 thumbs up all the way on this one. 2 thumbs up on this stout, Rasputin, Old Rasputin, Russian Imperial Stout. Backwoods Billy, 2 thumbs up. Coming to you from the backwoods of the Del Mar.